Ever open your closet, see it packed full of clothes, and still think, ugh, I have absolutely nothing to wear?
Oh, tell me about it.
It's the worst. And, it just seems like it gets even worse when, our bodies change.
It's true.
But what if, instead of all that frustration, we could actually get excited to put together an outfit?
Mm-hmm.
Actually feel good about what we're wearing.
Right.
That's what we're diving into today. We're not trying to fit ourselves into some, I don't know, impossible mold. We're going to give you the tools to build a wardrobe that celebrates you,
Yes.
the you that you are right now.
Yes, love it.
And for this deep dive, we are talking about this awesome article called How to Change Your Wardrobe to Fit Your Body. It is full of amazing advice.
Really, really good stuff. Practical tips, too.
Yes, and we are going to break it all down for you.
Yeah, and I think what I love most about this article is they just come right out and say it. Our bodies, they change. It's like weight goes up, weight goes down. We bulk up at the gym, maybe. You have a baby. Or maybe, we're aging.
Right.
Our bodies are always changing.
Yeah.
It's part of life. It's part of life. So why shouldn't our wardrobes change, too?
I love that. Our wardrobe should reflect us at every stage.
Exactly.
I'm all for it. It's funny, though, because one of the things that the article talks about is, like, ditching this idea of chasing some kind of ideal,
Right.
and just feeling good
Right.
in the body we have right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I read that, and I'm like, yes, let's do that. But then they jump into this whole closet audit.
Oh, yeah.
And I have to say, I was a little intimidated
Really?
because they're talking about trying on everything.
Okay.
And my thought was, that's a marathon, not a makeover.
I can see how that would feel a little overwhelming.
Yes,
Yeah.
it felt very overwhelming.
But you know what? Think about it this way. It's not about judging yourself. It's like going on a little shopping trip, but in your own closet, rediscovering what you have and just kind of paying attention as you're trying things on. How does this fit? How does it make me feel?
Okay, so we are approaching this closet audit with curiosity and no judgment.
Exactly.
I love it.
It's about tuning in.
Okay, so let's say we're in the thick of it. We are, knee-deep in clothes. We're trying things on.
Yeah.
We find the things that, those pieces that we're like, this does not spark joy.
Yeah.
This is not it. This is not it for me. Do we tailor it or do we toss it?
That is the question. And they actually have some really, really good advice in the article. So, there are telltale signs that something is worth holding on to and maybe just needs a little tailoring magic.
Oh, okay. Tell me more. I feel like my tailoring pile's about to get a lot bigger.
Oh, for sure. So imagine you find like a dress. You love the dress, but the waist is a little loose.
Okay.
Or maybe you have a pair of pants. They fit you perfectly everywhere else, but they're too long.
I'm picturing it.
Yeah, so it's these little tweaks.
Just these little things, yeah.
Yeah, that can make all the difference.
Totally. It's making the clothes work for you, not the other way around.
Yes, 100%. And speaking of making things work, they get into this whole idea of inclusive sizing, which I think is great.
Yes. And it's so good to see more and more brands kind of embracing this idea that, size is just a number.
It's just a number.
But I will say, trying to find these brands can sometimes feel like trying to find a needle in a haystack. Are there any, any brands you love or just any tips on kind of navigating?
I think less about specific brands because things are changing so quickly, but it's more about kind of becoming a label detective, right?
Okay.
So they had some key phrases in this article, like look for things if you see, extended sizes,
Oh, okay.
inclusive fit. Like those are usually good signs.
Good to know.
And what I thought was really fascinating, too? They were talking about how there have been studies that show that if you shop at stores that have inclusive sizing, your body image actually can improve. Isn't that interesting?
I did not know that, but it makes total sense.
Right.
It's like if you feel seen,
Yeah.
you feel celebrated, regardless of your size.
Yes.
Like, that's huge.
It makes a difference.
It does. Okay, so we have done our closet audit. We're thinking about inclusive sizing.
Yes.
We are ready to climb Mount Tailoring.
Yes. Let's do it.
I feel like tailoring sometimes gets this reputation for being, very expensive.
So expensive.
Right. But this article actually argues that in the long run, it could actually save you money.
Yes. Yeah.
Because you're investing in these key pieces that you love and you're making them last longer.
Exactly.
Okay, so spill the tea. What are some surprisingly affordable alterations that we should consider?
Okay, hemming. Hemming is a classic. Such a game changer, especially for pants, skirts, dresses. Like, imagine you find the perfect pair of jeans. They're just a little bit too long.
The worst.
The worst, right.
It's the worst. A quick hem, and it's like they were made for you, and often it's much cheaper than you think.
Another one, taking in or letting out seams, especially at the waist, the hips.
Oh, yeah.
Like those minor adjustments can make you feel like something was custom made for you.
It's so true. And I'm realizing it's not even just about like altering the clothes, but it's also altering maybe our mindset a little bit.
Yes, 100%.
It's about taking control, making our wardrobe work for us, no matter how our bodies are changing.
It's about embracing that customization.
Yes.
Creating a wardrobe that reflects you.
Oh, I love that. And it's the perfect segue into kind of our next topic, which is the capsule wardrobe.
Yes.
Which this article highlights as being a total game changer, especially for anyone who is, their body's changing.
Mm-hmm.
So for anyone who's not familiar, can you just break down what is a capsule wardrobe?
Yeah. So essentially you are creating a curated collection of like really versatile pieces that you can mix and match to create a bunch of different outfits.
Okay.
It's like you're building this really strong foundation for your style.
When I think about my own closet and getting dressed in the morning, the idea of having this like sense of calm and confidence, because I know exactly like these pieces work together.
Right.
It sounds like a dream.
It does. You're not staring at a mountain of clothes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I'm curious about like how this actually works in practice. And I know that in the article, they talked a little bit about some outfits.
Yeah, they had some sample outfits, right? Like
Yeah.
showing you like with these few pieces, how you could style them for different things.
Mm-hmm.
And I think one of the examples that really stuck with me was this idea of like a transformative top.
Okay. Love it.
So imagine like a classic white button-down shirt.
Okay.
You could wear that loose and flowy with jeans, like a daytime look.
Cute.
But you could also dress it up. Maybe you put a statement necklace on and you tuck it into a pencil skirt.
Ooh, I like it.
Right, for evening.
Okay.
So it's like the possibilities are kind of endless.
So it's like having a wardrobe full of quick change artists that are ready to adapt to like whatever situation.
Exactly. And you're not having to buy a million different things.
Exactly. Exactly. But I am curious, when we're thinking about the benefits, especially for someone whose body might be changing,
Yeah.
what would you say are some of the, biggest advantages there?
Well, I think we touched on this before, but like it really takes away the stress of decision fatigue. You know that feeling when you have so many clothes, you're like, I don't even know where to start.
Oh, the worst.
This really simplifies it. You have, a few key pieces that, they fit you well.
Right.
You feel good in them.
Right.
And that can be really empowering, I think, especially if your body is going through changes.
Yes, because it's like you have that like foundation there.
Yeah, you have that like, I know this works.
Right.
And it can just make getting dressed so much easier.
Yes, because it's like, I already have enough things to worry about. Getting dressed in the morning should not be one of them.
Exactly. And it can evolve with you too.
Right. That's the other thing. We are constantly evolving, so our wardrobe should too. But speaking of evolving, I feel like we can't talk about wardrobe, all these transformations and makeovers and stuff without addressing, the elephant in the room a little bit.
Yeah.
Which is body image.
Oh, for sure.
It's one thing to have a closet full of clothes that fit, but it's a whole other thing to actually feel comfortable and confident in your own skin.
Right.
And this article touches on this too.
They do.
Which I love. Because it's not just about like the practical. It's like, okay, we're also going to address this other side of things.
Yeah. It's like the emotional side of style.
Yes.
Right. Because it is about embracing our bodies as they are, in every stage.
Yes.
And using our clothes as a way to express ourselves, not to criticize ourselves.
I love that. I think that's so important. And it's so easy to get, especially I feel like, with social media and stuff like that, it's very easy to get caught up in comparing ourselves to other people.
Right. And to feel like we're not enough.
Yes. And this article is saying, no, you are enough.
Yeah. You do you.
Yes.
Like what feels good for you, own it.
Yes.
Rock it.
Oh, I love that. Okay, so as we kind of start to wrap up this, this deep dive on revamping our wardrobes for our changing bodies, the article ends by asking this really thought-provoking question.
Ooh, I love it. Tell me.
What is one activity or event that you wish you felt more confident dressing for?
Oh, I love that question.
Right.
It makes you think.
It does.
Yeah.
And I think it's such a good question because it does. It makes you connect your wardrobe choices to your aspirations.
Yeah.
Maybe it's giving a presentation at work.
Yeah.
or going on a first date. Or maybe it's just like, I don't know, like navigating like your everyday life.
Yeah, like going to the grocery store.
Yes.
Like whatever it is.
Just that you were showing up.
Yeah, but feeling good.
Yes, feeling good while you're doing it.
I love that.
It's like that question gives us permission to dream a little.
Yeah.
To think about, like, oh, how do I want to show up in the world?
Yeah.
And like,
And feel good about it.
yes, and feeling good about it. It's not even just about the clothes. It's like
It's a confidence, right?
the confidence
Yeah.
that they represent.
And when you feel good,
It changes everything.
it does. It changes everything.
And it's funny because sometimes it really is that like giving ourselves permission,
Yeah, totally.
You're like, I can feel good. I can show up as I am
Yeah.
and rock it. So to everyone listening out there, thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
Yes, thank you.
I hope that you are walking away from this not only with, some good practical style tips,
Right.
but also just this sense of, I don't know, empowerment. Maybe.
Yeah.
Like you've got this.
Yeah, it's your wardrobe,
It's yours. You can do whatever you want.
Make it yours.
Yes. Make it reflect you.
Have fun with it.
Yes. And celebrate, your journey, however your body's changing, whatever you're going through, like you've got this.
Absolutely.
And rock those moments.
Yes. Rock those moments.
That matter most.